Insecurities are just societal's way of trying to compare themselves to one another. When I was bartending, I felt like a real life Latina Barbie doll. And it was not a place where I felt comfortable expressing who I truly am. Accept what has happened, accept it as it is. And you showed up in the best way that you knew how in that moment. Perfectionism is not who you are. It is a learned habit that you are gratefully blessed with the gift of unlearning. You are enough. You are so powerful, and you are worthy simply because you exist. If you look at it at the eyes of God, you are perfect right when you were born on this earth, exactly as you are. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Shine and Align with the Trinity Infinity. Have you ever felt like you needed to be perfect just to be enough? Well, today we are diving into something that we all struggle with, perfectionism, especially me. But here is a gentle, loving reminder. You are enough just as you are, right here, right now, today. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we are all about self-development, growth, love, and empowerment. So if you want to continue to learn how to connect with your higher self and step into the best, most baddest, shining, radiant version of yourself, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned to every single week on Shine and Align with the Trinity Infinity, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Today's video is for those of us, me included, especially included, that have held our own selves back by the incessant need to be, act, feel, and express yourself like you're perfect. I know that for me personally, especially when I was bartending, I felt like a real life Latina Barbie doll. And it was not a place where I felt comfortable expressing who I truly am and understanding that all the feelings are welcome. And the sooner that you learn that, you are able to overcome those feelings and thoughts that come with them and not allow them to control you anymore. So for those of you that have been held back by the idea of being perfect and needing to be perfect, guess what? You are enough. You are so powerful, and you are worthy simply because you exist. Even with all of your self-imposed imperfections and flaws, I just want to give you a little affirmation to help you realize that insecurities are just societal's way of trying to compare themselves to one another. And I would just recommend for you to create your own metrics that are not valued on external appearances. I'm not sure if you've ever experienced a compliment, but for me, it feels so much better and more fulfilling when that compliment is geared towards something beautiful on the inside and of course on the outside as well. You know, we all love to be told that we're beautiful and kind and, you know, you look pretty today. But those compliments that just really touch your soul are the ones that truly matter and that you'll feel from other people. So today we are breaking the limiting beliefs of perfectionism because guess what? It does not exist, and we are here to learn and progress. And progression is so much more important than perfection, especially because perfection is unattainable. And if you look at it at the eyes of God, you are perfect right when you were born on this earth, exactly as you are. You don't see babies looking down at stomach flab or, you know, checking their face in the mirror, making sure that nothing's on it multiple times a day, and, you know, thinking thoughts about their bodies that don't serve them. Like, we don't see those things in infants because they have not been conditioned to think these thoughts yet. So it is our responsibility to unlearn these downward spiral thinking thoughts and shift them into empowering, loving, kind, growth thinking. So let's jump in how we can allow and let perfectionism go and step into our most empowered, loving selves with a couple tips, powerful affirmations, and just really acknowledging that you have been in this space for so long. I think that's really the first step. And mind you, like, I just want to remind you that, like, I have come to a point where I feel very growth oriented, but I still have my days. Like, I need to remember, especially when I'm, creating and designing different things for my business, like, even talking about this topic really helps me to acknowledge that part of me and give it kindness and love, because when you are able to acknowledge it, you can then make a pros and cons list. And there's a lot of beautiful things about perfectionism and the attention to detail and the amount of effort that you put in and how much you care. But allowing it to control you and how you feel is when it tends to get a bit tricky, and when we want to work on it and realize that every step forward is a step in the right direction. Life is not easy, and just getting out of the bed sometimes in the morning is difficult. So let's not make our days even harder trying to make everything perfect all the time. So let's start embracing who we truly are: the crazy, the angry, the happy, the sad, the depressed, all in one. We can be all of those things, and that's what's so beautiful about this life. I think it's interesting talking to other humans about, like, the things that they identify with, and I think it's beautiful that they find importance in that. However, I think it's so very important to understand that we are ever-changing, evolving beings on this planet. I do not want to narrow myself down to being one certain way. I give myself permission to be whoever I need to be in each moment, and to not criticize or judge myself for showing up the way I did. Now, can I look back on it and reflect and realize, like, oh, maybe, I was just feeling a little irritable because I was hungry, or, maybe like I could have worded this a little bit better. However, like, don't should yourself, like, it's always important to look for those areas that you can improve, but accept what has happened, accept it as it is. And you showed up in the best way that you knew how in that moment, period. And move on. That's about it. Like, I find myself overthinking a lot and being like, oh my God, should I have said this? It's like, Trin, no, like, you did the best that you could, and you showed up the exact way that you were supposed to show up that day. Now, I have gotten to that point where I am so in control of how I react, especially to others, that it's like, no, I don't have to second guess myself and how I've reacted or how I've handled certain things, because I very well know, with all the shit that I go through on a daily basis, all the shit that you go through on a daily basis, we are doing the best we freaking can, man. And that's what matters. God did not make us and form us to be on this planet to be perfect. He formed us to learn. And when you have the mindset of learning, perfectionism 100% does not exist. It is okay to make mistakes. So first things first, what does perfectionism even mean? And most importantly, what does that mean to you? For me, perfectionism has always been this overarching feeling of looking my best, not messing up, not making mistakes, always being on show, like in a movie, and that's not how life is. Like, I remember looking back at myself, and it's like people fell in love with this version of me that I put out into the world, which is very fair. It was a beautiful version of myself, but that's not all of myself. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not always so smiley. I'm not always so happy. I do get angry. I do get irritable sometimes. And it's taking that moment to myself to come back home to my heart space that has really changed that incessant need to be perfect, and giving myself permission and welcoming all the feelings that come up on an everyday basis that has really transformed my way of being. So why do so many of us struggle with the need to be perfect. Here's something to remind yourself of. Perfectionism is not who you are. It is a learned habit that you are gratefully blessed with the gift of unlearning. Perfectionism is that voice in your head that screams at you, telling you you aren't good enough or that you did not do enough today, even though you did your absolute best and accomplished all the things that you wanted to accomplish, kinda. I find myself sometimes like, it takes me a little bit longer, especially when I'm designing things, but that's because I know that it could be better. And so even that thought right there, it's like, it's okay how it is, but it's also okay to take breaks from it, step back and realize like, hey, when I come back to this in a couple of hours, my creative juices are gonna be recharged and reflowing, and it creates even better results. So I think it's so important too to let go of that pressure that we not only put on ourselves, but we put on others, because it is such a heavy weight on our shoulders that does not feel good. We have the choice to feel the way that we want to feel, and striving for perfectionism is not a good way to feel on an everyday basis. All you can do is do your best. It's that voice telling you that you could have done better. But let me tell you, you are enough exactly as you are, right here, right now, today. Perfectionism is truly an illusion, and striving for it only holds us back. Embracing your journey with all its ups and downs is really where that transforming power of growth takes place in your life. Here is an affirmation to affirm that you are worthy just as you are. I am worthy of love and success. Even when I make mistakes, it's okay for me to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. My imperfections make me beautifully human and unique. Comment below, have you ever felt yourself trapped in the perfectionistic tendencies that we all have? Let's share and grow together and stop these limiting beliefs that hold us back. And remember, there is so much strength to be found in vulnerability. That is one of the most transforming things that I've learned this year that I'm so grateful for. I used to feel super embarrassed when I would cry, and I wouldn't really allow those emotions to be outside of me or in public. And now I've just learned it's like, no, I have the right to show up authentically as Trinity, and that means with all of my emotions at each moment. And if somebody has a problem with that, that's okay. That's just not my person, and I'm not made for anybody. I'm not made for everybody. And I think that's the beautiful thing about being a human, is that we have the choice for who we give our hearts to and surround ourselves with. And if you're not feeling the energy that you naturally are, the radiant, vibrant, loving, just happy energy you are around someone, maybe it will be time for you to, reflect and set boundaries with yourself and them. So what's the real problem with perfectionism? Why is it so dangerous to our growth and happiness? Here's the truth, a hard truth. You do not have to be perfect to be amazing. You are amazing just as you are. Perfectionism often disguises itself as motivation. This happens to me a lot, but this is really just fear. Fear of not being enough. It stops us from trying new things and enjoying the moments of our achievements and our accomplishments. Don't rob yourself of all the hard work that you do every day. No matter if it's so simple of just getting out of the bed and brushing your teeth and going on a walk, give yourself that pat of the back for putting yourself first today, or for getting your kids to school on time, or for getting to work on time. Those are accomplishments, and giving yourself that grace and internal validation that you seek helps you to remain in a positive, happy mindset, and helps you to embrace how amazing you truly are. Here's the thing, you are allowed to be proud of your accomplishments. But here's the thing, you are allowed to be proud of your progress even if it's imperfect. Think of how much freer you'd be if you let go of the need to be flawless and embraced who you are in this very moment. Here's a beautiful affirmation for us to all affirm together. I release the need to be perfect. I am allowed to take up space and be proud of who I am. I release the need to be perfect. I am allowed to take up space and be who I truly am. How much freer did you just feel? If you're ready to start growing and leave perfectionism behind, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how we can continue to grow as a collective and shine and align with our higher selves. Now let's talk about something that's even more powerful than perfectionism: embracing your flaws, imperfections, and insecurities. Insecurities are just negative societal programming. They are not the truth. See it as a feature, a very beautiful, unique feature. And then you have the power to create your own metrics of value and measure things that are not external, like your heart, your smile. Maybe that's a little external, but just the way that you are, how amazing you are. You deserve to love yourself exactly as you are today, no matter any external circumstances going around you or how you may feel. You deserve to love yourself today, right here, right now. So I encourage you to go look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. I really, really love you. I love you a lot. Maybe a little too much. Our flaws are what make us unique. Would you really want to be like everyone else in this world? What we see as imperfections are really what sets us apart. Do not take for granted the specialness of you, your presence. Harness the power of knowing that there's only one you in this entire world, and no one can take that away from you. That's truly something special. So you really do deserve to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself, because God loves you and I love you. No one has the same combination of experiences, strengths, and quirks. Your flaws are not flaws. They are unique features of your beautiful, amazing, miraculous self. Learning to embrace your flaws means you do not have to be or do anything Learning to embrace your flaws means that you do not have to be anything but what you are. Anything other than what you are. Learning to embrace your flaws means that you do not have to be anything other than what you are right here, right now, today. The beauty of life is in imperfection. We are all beautifully, perfectly imperfect. When you embrace your flaws, you step into your full power. Okay, let's affirm together. I am enough. My flaws are my strength and resilience. My flaws make me stronger and more resilient. If you are learning to embrace your flaws, I encourage you to share one that has just completely changed your life in the comments down below. Share one thing that you are proud of today. Let's celebrate what makes us beautifully unique. Okay, now we've talked about what perfectionism is and why it is dangerous for our growth. But how do we actually overcome it? Here is the good news. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy of love and happiness. Here are 3 steps you can use right now to overcome perfectionism. Number 1, practice self-compassion. When things do not go as planned, please practice being gentle with yourself. Invite yourself into a big, loving hug and just stay there for a moment. Like it's not weird. Just hug yourself, love yourself, and tell yourself, hey, I am so proud of you. I love you. I see you. I value you. It's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. Life is happening for me. Not to me, for me. And I am strong enough to overcome any challenge that comes my way. You deserve the same gentle, loving patience and kindness you give to others. Number 2, Set realistic goals and stop putting pressure on yourself. I'm talking to myself too. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress and understand that anything that you are working towards will most likely evolve and just become better and better over time. It's all about the learning curve, and we do not know what we don't know. Embrace that beauty and be open to learning new things and challenging yourself to learn something new every day. Celebrate the little victories. They are just as big and important as the supposed big victories. Number 3, take imperfect action. Start today. Sometimes the best way to grow is really just starting. Not because you feel ready, but just starting. I remember when I created my first YouTube video ever. I was so nervous. I refilmed it probably 6 times. I was not very kind to myself. I edited it for weeks and months, and then finally I got the balls to post it. And it was so much more freeing when I finally just did that. And I proved to myself that I do what I say I'm gonna do. And mind you, it was not perfect. I told myself that I wasn't gonna start filming and posting YouTube videos until my acne cleared up. Well, unfortunately that never happened because I just love stressing myself out. So get started today and help me to lead by example in the things that you do, whether you feel ready or not. It's never gonna be perfect. Just get started. Progress over perfection. It is about moving forward, not getting everything perfectly right. Here's a beautiful affirmation for us to all practice together. I am patient as I learn and grow. I am patient with myself as I learn and grow. Progress is more important than perfection. I am patient and kind to myself as I learn and grow. Progress is more important than perfection. Now, I encourage you to write 2 things down in the comments below that you've made progress on, no matter how big, no matter how big and how small. It is important and it does matter. And keeping track of those little steps that you may seem or think that aren't very important helps you to realize, wow, I am growing. I am taking steps in the right direction. I am on the right path. If these tips resonate with you, make sure to subscribe to Shine and Align with the Trinity Infinity. And turn on notifications for more practical advice and embracing self-love. Here's the truth. Our flaws are not our obstacles. They are opportunities for growth and acceptance. Every flaw is a lesson in becoming a better version of ourselves. Growth comes when we embrace, accept, and learn from our mistakes and our flaws and enjoy each moment as we are. Accept ourselves just as we are and realize that we did the best that we could. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Do not rob yourself of those good feelings of momentum when you accomplish something that you've been working hard on. Celebrate, enjoy your life, and please do not put so much pressure on yourself. The key is to be gentle with yourself on this journey. Nobody has a guidebook on how to be a human. We are all learning and growing based off of our own experiences, past stories, strengths, and weaknesses, and we are worthy of acceptance and love just as we are. And whoever has made you feel like you weren't worthy of those things, whether it's yourself, your mom, your dad, your ex-boyfriend, a friend, maybe it's time to recognize that that person is no longer serving you in your life and make those necessary adjustments because you deserve to feel worthy of love. You deserve to love yourself. Flaws are not things to hide, they are things to grow through. And the sooner that you accept them, the sooner they can start to evolve. Remember, you do not have to be perfect to be worthy of happiness, success, abundance, and love. You are worthy just as you are today. And every time you choose growth over perfection, you are stepping into the best version of yourself. I am growing and evolving every day. My journey is unique, and I am proud of my progress and growth. I am learning and growing every day. My journey is unique, and I am proud of my growth and progress. Let me know in the comments, what is one way you are learning how to grow through your flaws today? Remember, perfection is not the goal, progress is. And every step you take is a step on your life path, perfectly designed and mapped out just for you. Let go of self-doubt, worry, and fear. Release it all away and embrace your inner knowing, your intuition, and your heart, and everything else will follow suit and align. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this amazing community that we are building together. We are all about embracing our true selves with authenticity and inviting ourselves to be who we authentically are in each moment, no matter what it may seem like to others, because we don't care what other people think here. You are worthy just as you are. All parts of you are worthy just as they are. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode on Shine and Align with the Trinity Infinity. Also, hit that bell notification so you can always be live with me and enjoy our presence together as a collective. Because I promise, watching this together, it just empowers us. And even though you're watching me through a screen, I am here with you. Trust me. Frequency is real, energy is real, and I want to connect with you. And stay tuned for next week's episode on Shine and Align, because this episode is going to be specifically geared to a meditation for completely releasing all perfectionism tendencies and embracing who we truly are. Remember, you are enough just as you are, and every day is a new beginning. Every moment is a new moment. You are the you that you choose to be. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week. God loves you, I love you, and you deserve to love yourself.